You let me know when we're. All right, where am I? This color. This color.
Yep, we're live.
Okay. Welcome back to day 2 of Vermilion County's budget hearings. As a reminder, these are a little more informal than a regular meeting. These are informational sessions only to find out about requests and have questions about the budgets that have been submitted for each department. The actual formal budget will not be adopted until our regular county council meeting in October. Okay. I'm there. Okay. First up this morning, we have the recorder's office. Florinda's here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You don't have any changes to your budget, I see.
No
Except for
changes.
the salary of the items.
You can. Let's see. We don't need office supplies. So you can take that out. We can take that out of recorder's perpetuation.
The office supplies.
Yes.
They can use, yeah.
We have to keep services and charges. Those are for the vendor. And then whatever you do with salaries.
So on your regular general fund sheet, you have the postage at 200, travel 1,000, training conferences 800,
Right.
and that's it, correct? That's
But
all we need.
if the first deputy can use out of the perpetuate, or the recorder's part of the perpetuation, then you can take it out of that
You can.
for trainings.
Oh. You mean to move it over from the perpetuation?
Will we have an answer on that anytime soon?
This afternoon.
Let me see what we get now.
That may be something I have to contact the work account.
It was my understanding at some point that they could.
They can unless it's changed. Unless it's changed, they can.
Okay. The perpetuation fund gets about 50,000 in revenue each year. So, and if you reduce the office of, are you, so on the perpetuation, are you wanting to reduce that office supply or just leave that one? I don't have office supplies on my other sheet.
We don't need office supplies because we have the recorder's perpetuation that we can take it out of.
Okay, okay.
We have 170,000, a little over 170,000 in there now. So we can take it out of there.
Okay.
We don't require a lot.
Okay.
Part-time help, I'm just,
Part-time help we'd
Yeah.
like to keep.
yeah, I mean, is that somebody 2 days a week, or how does that work?
3 days a week.
3 days, okay,
Back scanning the old stuff.
okay, forgot, so.
I'll make a note that we could possibly move the training and conferences from general fund to the perpetuation fund, if
No, it's out of the 1217 fund.
that one,
Yes.
that's for the first deputy, right? The $800?
Yes. But it's probably behind the auditors tab. It's the 1217 fund. It's it's where if it's a state called meeting, it's a fund where they,
Right, I know we had the
Yeah.
training, is that not just for elected officials though?
no, it's for elected officials and first deputies.
Okay. And there's enough in there then, you don't,
I think so.
But they can check it and make sure nothing's changed.
okay. Thank you for keeping it easy for us.
That's all I have.
Any questions for Miranda? Thank you, appreciate it. There's 700 in that fund.
Yeah.
And the other elected officials.
Yeah.
Which of the funds were gonna be moved to perpetuation?
It wouldn't, well, she's gonna use her perpetuation for all of her office supplies. So there's no office supplies in her general fund budget. The only thing coming from the general fund for the quarter is, her and her first deputy salaries, postage, travel, and then possibly removing the training and conference.
Okay.
You guys ready to move on?
I can find it.
Next up, we have the Public Defender's Office. Good morning.
Morning.
I printed off the sheets you sent me that showed the numbers.
Perfect, thank you.
Well, actually, Misty printed them off for me, but
And I have actually two, I think last year, one of the questions was regarding the number of cases per county, not just the percentages. And so I have, I don't know if she made enough copies for everybody, but
everybody has a copy.
I have that for the last 4 quarters.
Yeah, that,
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
So it looks like Vermillion County's budget, actually, as part of the 3-county public defender office, went down this year. From, it was 41% in 2025. In 2026, it will be 37.3%. So that's a negative almost $10,000. I don't look for that to, I think Vermillion County and Park County next budget are gonna be pretty close. Right now, in the last 4 quarters, though, you can see that Vermillion County's filed more cases than Park or Fountain, but not by a ton.
Thank you.
The attorneys in this budget got pretty significant bumps due to the information that was put out by the Commission on Court Appointed Attorneys, which was formerly the Indiana Public Defender Commission. We were operating well below the median for the state. Even with this budget, we're still below, but not by so much. You know, and as we talked about last year, about the shortage of attorneys in Indiana, it just keeps getting worse. So we'd like to keep what we have if we can. I'm happy to answer any questions.
When the Social Security, Medicare, and PERF were figured, they did not figure, from what I calculated, I tried to figure out why it was different.
Right.
It appears to me that they didn't include the human resources and the cost records clerk in those amounts.
And they were included in what we submitted to the auditor's office.
Okay.
So if they're not included now, that's something that the auditor's office did.
Okay,
Because every year what I submit to you is this,
okay,
and then we fill in the blanks on the county form, but this is the budget.
so,
And they were included in both.
okay.
So I guess as far as I'm concerned, they're included.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, the numbers on our sheet look like this sheet, so maybe I'll figure it out.
I'll double check it.
Do you guys use interpreters?
Oh, wait,
No.
We haven't, well, in Fountain County, actually, we have used interpreters, yeah,
Okay,
but the court paid for those,
okay, court pays for it,
yes.
okay.
If we needed an interpreter, then we would have to pay for it ourselves.
Well, I know, yesterday, we had that line item for the court. I was just curious, but you share interpreter, makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I have none.
99.
Thank you.
Good.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Who's next on the schedule? Purdue. All right, next on our schedule is Purdue Extension. Good morning.
I'm Lori Bauslaw, the County Extension Director for Purdue Extension here in Vermilion County. And as a token of our appreciation, if you'll take one of those and pass it down, please. And one of these.
Oh, I need that pen.
You might need a pen. Okay, well, that's why you have one today.
Mine seem not to be working very well today.
All right, hopefully those do. I didn't check them.
Thank you.
So we appreciate your support of our programming efforts here in Vermilion County. From the submitted budget request from June, there is one adjustment down in the equipment and maintenance agreement line item. You can reduce that from 14,500 to 11,000. For a $3,500 decrease. You will notice that I did request an increase for teaching supplies for both A&R and what is called home ec. It honestly should be referred to as HHS. Health and Human Sciences. We did increase that because that is the only fund that Phil and I can use to purchase curriculum, to purchase program supplies, And $700 doesn't go very far for a 12-month period of time when it comes to purchasing curriculum and programming supplies.
And what does A&R stand for?
Agriculture and natural resources.
Do you anticipate purchasing stuff yet this year? Because I looked at what
Yes.
bought out of there, and
Phil has done a good job spending. I have not.
A&R as of 7/31, the reports that we got, there was nothing taken out.
Okay.
And then
Oh, no, there should be A&R.
as of 7/31.
No, there should have been.
Okay, well, the report shows 0. Let me look again.
Okay.
I've looked at a lot of numbers.
Okay.
And then the home ec had a 403 out of it.
Right. Actually, I'm sure those aren't flipped.
Let me make sure I get right thing.
Hang on, I've got a location budget here too.
Yeah, it shows expenditures as of 7/31 for A&R is 0 and $402.95 for home ec from my location budget. So, unless you bought it since then.
No, he's done a good job spending. I'm the one that kind of waits until towards the end of the year. I like to wait until I go to my national conference to see what curriculum is coming out that I might want to buy and then use for my upcoming programming year. I also wait until towards the end of the year to purchase my incentives for the Captain Cash program, which reaches a lot of third graders in Vermilion County. Brenda, what page is that on?
Well, I've got the whole Bible, so.
Okay.
This is what I have right here. Location budget as of 7/31 shows off. I just,
Okay,
when we look at these and we
Yeah.
see there's nothing been taken out and you ask more, we usually are like, okay,
right. No,
why?
he's
Yeah.
done a really good job spending down. I'm the one that tends to, again, wait more towards the last quarter of the year to make my purchases. Yeah, I'm not finding it in here.
And it does show in 2024 that you spent a little over $1,000 in A&R and 903 in home ec, so.
Right.
No worries,
Okay.
just
Okay.
curious.
We have had a really good collaboration the last couple of years with the Vermilion County Health Department in, especially with Health and Human Sciences programming. They help recruit participants. They will help, they have been able to help with some incentives, purchasing some incentives for folks. Helping to pay registration fees for limited resource folks who don't have the means to pay the registration fee that I am required to charge for class participants. So we are currently in conversation with them what that's going to look like moving forward with their decreased funding as well. So.
Under the general fund,
What's that?
I said under the general fund, 4-H capital improvement. Can you
Yes.
just update us on what all that might be involved in?
I'm going to invite Morgan to come up and answer that question. She works with the 4-H Council.
Okay.
So I only have one copy of the 2025 expenses. I'm sorry.
Copies for you.
If they all want a copy.
Please.
This just shows like the 4-H Council, what funds have been spent from the 4-H Council for last year. And then for capital improvement funds to be used for like moving forward, I have an email from my council treasurer, so that's what I'm going to read off of. We're going to provide an ADA sidewalk that'll connect the community building to the new parking lot. So where the swine barn is, all of those parking spaces can be utilized for handicap, but we're also going to do a sidewalk from those parking spaces to the main entrance of the community building. And then guttering for various barns and buildings. The community building roof, it has a leak in it, so we need to update the roof. And then the horse arena maintenance, we need to have yearly maintenance on that. I don't know if you've drove by recently, but all of the weeds are kind of getting out of hand, so if we keep a yearly maintenance on that, it'll hopefully look better.
Okay.
And those are all projected for 2026? Correct.
Then you don't really get involved with the 4-H fair as far as the entertainment or
That's Fair Board.
fair board. Will they be here? Talk to us?
I'm not sure. It's under the commissioners section. Do you know, have you heard if they're planning on attending? Okay, maybe send them a reminder. Thank you.
I guess I got questions on that because they asked for an increase last year. And I don't know if we can handle spur of the moment increases, so it'd be nice to have them in here.
There's also an increase for this
There's
year in the binder.
Large increase
Yeah.
this year.
Alright. I know when I spoke with Lori earlier, she mentioned that you've had a growth in 4-H this year.
105% since COVID.
It's awesome.
105% growth. Good job.
Any other questions?
I don't have anything else.
No? Okay, thank you, ladies. Appreciate your time.
Thank
I
you.
have one more thing. Sure. You should have received an email from me last week sharing our annual report that was shared during the August 20th annual meeting. And it outlines all of our accomplishments in each of our program areas for the 2024-2025 program year. We do not operate, that's it, Linda. We do not operate on a January through December calendar year for our programming. That report looks a little bit different. The 4-H program year starts October 1st. My programming year, I have to have all of my evaluation information in by May 31st. So we're kind of in different spots when it comes to where our programming efforts begin and end, but that annual report that you received does share a 12-month picture of what our accomplishments were. So thank you again for your support.
Thank you, Lori.
Thanks for coming in.
Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Maureen.
Thank you.
And Phil.
Sorry, that's okay.
Thank you.
Combine two.
Thank you. That's nice. Got everything. Okay. All right. On what page? Going up here. What color am I
And then
looking
we're
at?
back to here, just right in front of us. Don't need that. We just, this is the one we just go check.
All right, everybody good? Eric is here, so we can move on to soil and water, if he's ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
I was watching next door. I knew you guys were running a little late.
Oh, thank you.
I had it on in the background.
Was it entertaining?
Sleeping music, you're sleeping
I
music.
could hear and see
Thank
you.
you.
Good.
Although I was
Maybe
like,
it's salt today.
I was ready at 8:50 and nothing came on at 8:50.
I got everything ready at 8:52 to make sure we were good.
Well, for the record, Eric Scheidler, Soil and Water Conservation District. I sent around a copy of our, what we call our leveraging sheet, and this is a document that we use to basically capture as best we can each year's basic, what we help as a department bring into the county for landowners and producers on not only the local level that we get through grants and efforts on our part, but also through state and federal funds that we are able to also assist in many ways in capturing and bring into Vermilion County. So this is for 2024. Of course, we're in the middle of 2025, so we don't have those numbers yet. But what I really want to dive into real quick is the very bottom number that's highlighted in yellow for you, and that is basically your return on investment. So for every dollar that you as the council are investing in soil and water, we're able to turn around and bring back $5. In 2024, it came out to $5.78 per dollar that you spend back into the county. And I'm really proud of that. I think that's a great number. It's down a little bit over the last few years, but a lot of that is attributed to federal funding being down for a myriad of reasons through some of our federal programs that are out there for our producers. But still, in being able to bring back in $5, almost $6 for every dollar that you guys spend, I think is a pretty respectable number to be able to come back and say that we're helping leverage those dollars that you spend. So I just, I like to share that with you, just so you can see what your money is being turned into. Couple other things, just a couple of program highlights. We are doing a tree giveaway for Vermilion County residents. To date, we have 121 respondents of folks that have asked for trees. About 1,270 trees that will be planted in Vermilion County next spring through this program. We're working with the DNR nursery to get those trees now they're seedlings. They're not big potted trees, but still they're going to be good trees. But of those 1,270, about 450 of those are trees that folks are buying on top of what we're giving away. So they're adding to their order to plant those trees, which I think is really great. We also have a pollinator native grass initiative going on where we're asking folks to convert land from, say, area that's being mowed. If you've got a large lawn and you're tired of mowing that lawn, we'll help you convert that into prairie or native grass planting or pollinator. That's the cost share. I think Becky alluded to that earlier during the parks part, that we're working with VTA on the new couple of acres there at Trailhead Park. Hopefully we'll be entering into agreement with them to help cost share that, but we're also working with some landowners. We've got 4 projects that are underway or are in our phase 1 of the agreement, which is, adding pollinator and native grass habitat into Vermilion County. And the last thing I just want to highlight, as of today, we've tested 92 households for water testing, which is really good. And we are also getting ready to, again this year, work with the County Health Department during their October traveling clinics, to offer water testing again to residents, to kind of get closer to them so it's more accessible to get the kits, then also deliver the kits versus what we do at the fair time. And that initiative is all being paid for through Clean Water Indiana grant funds. So those are all state dollars that are being brought in to help residents for those. So just a few program highlights for soil and water that I wanted to bring to your attention. I'll entertain any questions you might have on the budget or...
The administrative assistant and the soil and water tech are
Yes.
still paid with the grant money?
Yes, that is, yep, that's a 5-year agreement with our federal partners. So the administrative assistant, most of all of those dollars are being brought in through the federal, and then with the conservation resource technician per our agreement, the salary is being funded through the federal grant, and then the county is picking up the fringe benefits on that.
Just wanted to put that reminder, because it,
Yes. Yes, that is a big number, but, you know, as I was challenged early on, if I wanted to increase staff, I had to figure out a way to at least partially pay for it. So thankfully, we're able to do that. Now the part is to sustain that. So that's, I keep getting reminded that I need to be working on that from my staff. So. It's always there. It's always in front of me.
what year are you in that 5-year?
This is just the first year.
The first year?
Yep, so we got 4 more years. That goes through 29. That agreement goes through 29.
2025, this year. Anyone have a question?
No.
Anything? No? You do a great job. You and
Thank
your
you.
staff.
I appreciate that.
And you're coming back for solid waste, I hear?
I was just gonna do it right now.
Yeah.
Can I do that right
Yeah.
now?
We can't, but you have,
Oh, well,
I thought it was,
we can talk about
yeah,
it.
we can talk about it, but yeah.
It's on the schedule.
We have to have a public hearing,
Yeah.
but we don't actually, I mean, that's for the public, it's not,
Right. So,
somebody wants to come and protest or question the solid waste budget. We had an issue, Eric, that to go on to Gateway to put in the information about solid waste budget, you have to have the permission from Gateway to do it, so I
it's
granted.
because it's still under Commissioner's Court, under the.
I requested that permission several times, but they didn't have anyone set up as the permission grantor.
yes, and so that's a piece of the budget. So we need to figure this out too. In my opinion, taking on this role not too long ago. So we basically there's 2 places we get money, okay? One of those is this solid waste little budget, the 8210, that has to go through DLGF. We've never had control of that, to my knowledge. I know of. I haven't, at least, since I took over. The money that we work off of is the funds out of the general budget, the 30,000, that is granted. That's the one that, last year we decided, we worked with you all to say, hey, we're just gonna cut one big check, solid waste.
Yep.
Can use that money, we don't have to go through the auditor's office.
It goes down into that, it goes into that fund, whatever, 8120 now.
Yeah, but there's like 5,000, it's like $15,000 in 2025 with this 8210 that I don't know that we ever drew off of. We never took, as far as I know, I never asked for any money out of it because I wasn't sure where it was and who I asked for to get it and how it's there, so.
That was one of the years I think we'd cut the check and moved it into there.
Well,
It
I
was,
think we started that a year or so
I think it was
ago.
just last year.
Just last year, but that was just the money that came out of the general fund.
Mhm.
Just that 30, it used to be 25, now
It's
it was
30.
raised to
And then
30.
that's where your tipping fees go as well, should be going as well.
Yes.
And
Our
then there should
tipping
be-
fees are coming to us and they're going into our bank account.
Yes.
And then we are showing that in Gateway as solid waste. We have our own Gateway that we are putting in every year
That's the
that
one we
we're
can-
accounting for those dollars. So there's, like I said, there's these 2 solid waste things going on out here. We've taken care of the one and we just got audited, which that was fun. Actually, I had 2 auditors in my office at one time. Solid waste and soil and water got audited this year at the same time. So my conference room had 2 auditors. That was a lot of fun. Let me tell you, they were wonderful people though. They did a great job. Solid waste was a little bit more of a challenge, but we did get it figured out. We got it squared away. We're in good shape going forward. But there is this fund out here that has to be approved by DLGF. It was explained to me that it was done through the auditor's office. And they always took care of that. I think the rules changed, but there was, I don't know what happened there. We manage what you all give us. That's what we manage. So
we maybe need to talk.
Yeah, moving forward, we just need to figure out, A, do we need that extra one? Or B, it would be great if we did, because then we could utilize some of those dollars for some of these other programs, because,
The 8210, so will it not show up on the fund report because it's
It's not on
separate?
our fund report,
because
it's
it's-
not our fund,
Right,
it's
it's theirs.
their fund.
There-
we still
It's like a
pull that
separate
report?
entity.
Can we still pull that though?
Well, yeah, should be able to pull up their annual financial report, just like you do for the county. And see if I can get it.
yeah. I have it for 2024 too, and it doesn't change, but if you go into Gateway, it does show
Is that a
under.
printout from
under-
Gateway?
This is the Gateway printout.
Penny,
Um,
please?
Yes.
This is the printout. This should be 20, you want 24 too? The numbers are the same.
What
But
is
here's,
that one?
this is 25.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
That's, so the budgeted, that report that she's giving you is the budgeted spending. That was the one where, you know,
that's
DLGF.
the one we needed the special meeting for.
Yeah, and from DLGS perspective, you guys are your own taxing unit, because you have the.
But we do
Like the
not.
library, but unlike the library, they cannot approve their own budget. They can have a tax levy, they can do some stuff, we talked about that, and some things like that. So they have a budget that is just their budget, that is their money, subject to your approval every year. So it should be, and I think the idea was the county was giving them money every year for stuff, or they were using that money the county was giving them every year to pay for things like the.
Cleanup days.
things
Cleanup
like that,
days
Yeah,
and-
cleanup days and dumpsters and such. And so the idea was, well, why don't we just give them, because the tipping fees are not enough to pay for stuff. We just don't get much in.
If we do 2,000 in tipping fees a year, that's a good year. We
So-
don't.
So the idea was to give them that money every year, and then they could use that to budget for their Talks Away days or whatever other stuff they have. And they have their own bank account and their own treasurer, and so.
Yes. I'm also sending around just a preliminary report from activities
that's
for
right.
solid waste. That is, we don't have the final numbers from this last weekend, but we did do a little over 400 loads between the two garages just this past weekend for cleanup days, which was really good. And so what I've provided you is the total loads for the year. You know, we did almost, 953 loads for the year between the two garages. I think that's pretty remarkable that now that's not individual citizens, because some of those folks do bring 2-3 loads in, but still, that is a tremendous service to the residents of Vermillion County. And I'll tell you, and it happens at both garages. I worked at Clinton here just this last weekend. About everybody that comes through is very appreciative of the fact that we provide that service to them. And so we do hear that quite a bit. You can see there the sponsors, the food donations that we get from the county that help feed our guys and help offset some of those costs for that. And then you have the 2025 tire recycling report. That's our one-time, that's a 4-hour event to collect, 1,500 tires. We do a lot of tires in 4 hours, and they just keep coming. Actually, we collected more, or I guess it was 1,600 tires. We collected more in 25 than we did in 24. 24, we only collected 1,400, and this year we collected 16. So
250 more tires.
yes, so they just keep coming. Keep taking them till we run out, I guess.
Your volunteer hours a week,
26?
is that right? Or is that low?
That's their.
It's got 20.
Yeah, that was just for the tire recycling event, and that's just the volunteers. That doesn't
They
include
got
our highway guys.
Okay, does not.
Does not include our highway.
Okay.
That's just
26.
volunteers. And that's,
Extra fund balance.
that was North Vermillion FFA
54,000.
students that came out on tire recycling day
Yeah,
and
there was
helped
more
us for
hours.
those 4 hours.
There's actually more hours involved there than just 20.
Yes. Our county highway guys put in a lot of hours for both tire recycling and cleanup. However, they are compensated through either overtime or comp time. So we don't count those as volunteer hours, but I cannot say enough about our county highway guys and the effort that they put forth on both the countywide cleanup events and also tire recycling. They do a fantastic job. We couldn't do it without them, to be honest. It wouldn't happen without them. And so we appreciate everything that they do, and the time that you allow them to spend and compensate them to do these events.
Well, as far as solid waste, they do have a line item in the Commissioner's Court for $30,000. We can talk about that. The 8210 budget is the one we have to have the special meeting on.
Yes.
The current fund balance in that is around $54,000. So,
Well, that's news to me. That's good news,
It is
to
good
be
news.
honest with you, because we're going to use that in 26 then. Because we need to have a Toxaway Day. That was one of the other things that a lot of people, we did have a few people come through our cleanup events with paint and chemicals, and we had to turn them away because we can't take those during cleanup. So we do need to have a Toxaway Day, and those range anywhere from $25,000 to $40,000, which I was going to have to probably come back at some point and ask your help to fund that. But if we've got that money, by golly, we'll
I'm
use
glad we have good news.
Happy birthday.
no kidding. Merry Christmas.
Provides.
I don't, you don't ever come to these budget meetings and get that kind of news. Sorry, folks. This is the one and done. We got it.
All right. I guess as far as the 30,000, that goes towards the clean days and stuff like you mentioned. So
That does, yes.
it-
That, we spend every penny of that. And we do also offset the tire recycling. We do get a small grant from IDEM to help offset the cost of tire recycling day. So that is pretty well paid for, but that $30,000 is what covers basically the two cleanups each year, plus what few donations we do get from the community.
Well, Scott, that was kind of like in lieu of the tax, or not? I mean, we talked about it at
Yeah,
one
because they could
time,
do a tax, but,
but we don't.
well, they don't.
As of
We currently don't,
Right.
but again, that is something that
We've looked
we
at the possibility and sent out a questionnaire.
yeah, because there's also a call for recycling, countywide recycling. And, you know, what we've put together and what we did, we put a survey out, got lots of responses. It was a mixed bag, of course. Anytime, you know, you're talking about those types of things, but there is a strong desire for countywide recycling. We do have a company in Crawfordsville that would service us. They're the same ones that do Park County. It's W Enterprises out of Crawfordsville. They are a mixed-use recycling company. They do hand sort all of their loads. It is stuff that goes to, one of the big concerns is, well, if you collect recycling, is it just gonna go to a landfill when it's all said and done? This company does not. They do dump their mixed-use containers, they hand sort, and then they send, you know, each of the types of recyclables to their respective, you know, places for processing. They have agreed they would work with us just like they do in Park County. If you know, folks take stuff over there, they do service Park County as well. For two recycling dumpsters, 12 months of the year, so 2 locations, one in the south, one in the north, we're looking at somewhere around $100,000 for them to take care of it. But that is their dumpsters, they place it, they pick them up, all of that. We essentially just contract with them. It's a no-touch, it would be a no-touch opportunity for us. We would not have any other responsibilities.
People in Vermillion County are recycling, they just don't use
Yeah, they're going
anything
everywhere
here.
else.
Yeah, they're going everywhere else.
Yeah, all of our recycling that's collected is going out of county. They're using.
How do you do
others.
that? Because if you take it to like Vigo County, you gotta live there. So how do they?
Good question. I don't know, but they're doing it. They're taking them.
That's what they're telling us.
Yeah, that's from what our respondents said in the survey. They are utilizing other recycling
ISU
entities.
stuff too.
ISU.
You can do it in Danville, Illinois too.
Yeah, and I'm not speaking
Cross-line.
of all of them. I'm just speaking of at least one. I know that you have to be a resident, and it's because of the cost.
Yeah.
You know, it would be overloaded with.
Well, I'll just say when I was an employee with Duke Energy, I used their recycling. So people are using company recycling, might be Lily's or Lanco. They may live in Park County and somehow use Park County. I don't know, but they are recycling.
I mean, some
We know
counties
that.
may allow it,
Yeah.
I'm just speaking on that.
Well, some don't technically allow it, but they also don't monitor it real close either, so.
The company out of Crawfordsville, is that who you just use for the cleanup days for the recycling?
Yeah, they service our Cayuga site too. Yeah, they provide the dumpsters for Cayuga, and then Green Valley and JCB take care of the Clinton site for countywide cleanups. Yes.
Does anyone have any other questions on soil and water or solid waste? No? No.
So do I need to come back for the another solid waste discussion
So
later on, or?
on September 30th at 2 o'clock, there'll be a meeting where we can approve the solid waste budget from the 8210 fund.
Okay.
So,
September 30th at 2 o'clock.
okay, that work?
I'll put that on my, yeah, should.
Okay. I mean, we've already answered questions. It'll really 5 minutes.
Yeah, and that's fine.
So,
Yeah.
all right.
There you go.
You're a good man. Thank you so much.
That meeting's at this location, right?
Yes. Yep. Well, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you,
Appreciate
folks. Appreciate it.
We just did that yesterday afternoon, so.
Okay. Perfect.
Not a rush.
All right, up next, C-Ton. All right, we have coroner's budget.
I got one.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Really didn't change a whole lot, I don't believe, other than my dues and subscriptions. I increased it to reflect the dues to the association, and then I did submit a 3% increase just for salaries. That's the only different really changes that I made.
There's an additional amount for the deputy coroner of $2,650. Is that for an additional deputy coroner or the increase to the what?
So what I did on the from last year I had 7,500 what I requested for this year for salaries for deputies. So the chief deputy is 2,500 and then each other deputy is at 1,500. That's what it is.
So you have 3?
I have 6 total deputies.
Okay.
Is what I did. So I have a chief deputy and 5 deputies. They're all certified. They've all been through the academy, the externship, the training that's required, the autopsies, and they can fill in my spot if I'm out of town or if I'm at work. something of those natures, and not miss a beat. So, but like I said, I put in, and they have not been paid. They will be paid last pay period of November. I don't see a point in paying $40 every 2 weeks to deputies. We can just make it like a bonus at the end of the year for the effort they put into it.
So do they get a set amount, or they get based on the number of calls?
It's a set amount. So far this year, we have had 30 corners cases that we've actually signed a death certificate on. We've responded to 43 calls altogether so far this year, with 13 of them being signed by doctors or at that point. So, and that's calls to the hospital, calls to residences, things of that nature. And then a number of autopsies is roughly, I believe, 15. And then we had that bill hit us at the first year from Regional Hospital that was unexpected for $10,000. That was from the previous 3 years. That was Regional's fault. They hadn't billed it for 3 years.
It'd be our fault that we haven't paid it for 3 years too.
It would, but it was never submitted, you know, I mean,
No, I don't
called
mean,
and.
I mean after that.
Yeah. No.
Another 3 years.
Yeah, we paid it right as soon as we got it, but, you know, I called down and I'm like, why are we just now getting a bill for $10,000?
Was it autopsies or for morgue?
It's for morgue use and testing. We get billed from the pathologist separately than we do the hospital. And she's like, well, we didn't have anyone in place. I'm like, you don't understand how budgets work and what you're doing to the county when you do this. And they hit, I know Vigo County, I talked to Vigo County Coroner, they got hit with a $50,000 bill.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's just unreal. So we took a pretty good hit out of our autopsy budget on that. So.
Yeah.
It's been fun. But right now we're on track. I said from now on you bill me monthly or you're not going to pay. It's just the way it's going to be. So, and they have been good about submitting it monthly.
How much is that per autopsy?
So if it's the morgue usage and is usually between $250 and $500 depending upon the testing we do. So if we got to do x-rays, it's more. If we don't, then it's $250. And we pay right now $13.50 per autopsy on top of that. So you figure $1,500 to $1,700 for an autopsy.
Is that only in special cases or requested cases or?
Well, depending on the case, Neil, honestly, you've been out on enough of them that if
Obviously, if
there's any questions, if there's anything that I can't say that I feel confident that this is the cause of death, or if it's an automobile accident, we're kind of obligated to see what the cause of death is, whether it was blunt force trauma, it was, you know, overdose, alcoholism, whatever that case may be. So you're always better to err on the side of caution.
Sure.
So same way with any suicide in the state of Indiana, unless you have a note that says this is why, they have to be autopsied. One of the things we were able to accomplish earlier this year at the conference is we deal with SUDI. We haven't had any this year, the last couple of years, but we have had SUDI deaths, sudden unexplained infant deaths. We didn't have reenactment dolls. We do now. We're able to require them through a program with the Coroners Association. So now if we do have that, we can use that in our investigative techniques. That was free of charge to the county. So we got 3 of those now. So just to get us a little more prepared, professionally set.
Absolutely.
So.
Did you resolve your vehicle issue?
Right now, I'm just doing what I've got with transportation. I'm working with 2 people. Sunset Diverter will do the north end of the county for me, and I have Loud transporting the south end of the county for me.
Okay.
Right now, we've not gone over budget, so we're holding pretty good on that. We're just going to hold off and wait and see what happens.
Okay.
And we've had a pretty busy year for the coroner's office, to be honest. Right now, like I said, I've signed 30, and we've probably responded to 40, 43. So we've been lucky that Sunset only charges me if they don't get the decedent when they die. So they've been really good about that. So it's worked out well. Any other questions? Sure.
And who was the one in the south that helps with the transport?
Lyle Transport, they're out of Terre Haute.
Lyle?
Curtis Lyle, he's a deputy coroner with Vigo, and he does transports as well.
I saw him at Random one time, 3 times in 1 week.
Yeah.
And the 4th time I saw him, I left. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, he's
He's
really,
nice,
he's
super nice
excellent,
guy.
super guy.
Yeah,
Super guy.
really nice guy.
I don't have any.
Everybody good?
We're good.
No question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Clerk is here. We bumped her up since we did E911 yesterday. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm the Vermillion County Clerk, Tammy Lowry. I do have something I filled out, I just wanna read. I would like to ask for my deputy position back. I've spoken with you guys about this before. I did contact Park County and Fountain County, and they both have 4 deputies in their office, plus their voter registration. I have 1 deputy that will be out during elections next year due to pregnancy, so bringing back my 4th deputy position is really warranted. My girls have really been working their butts off to keep up with the new changes in the court. Our caseload is much larger than both Park and Fountain County, and the cost of living has went up. My girls really deserve a raise. I hired someone for my 3rd deputy position, and she can tell you that she has been in the office for almost 6 months, and she could not believe the amount of work that our office does. Plus, we will be learning yet another new e-file system with the courts. The Fountain County Clerk also told me that she makes $55,661 a year. This is with her 3 stipends that she gets, and they are asking for a 5% raise for 2026. And I do have an email. I don't have copies.
I'm so sorry.
Please.
Thank you, Penny.
Thank you. Here, make these 2. Okay. 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 Then I wanted to discuss a little bit about, my office is the hub of the courthouse. I don't know if you guys realize that. We not only do our work for the court, prosecutors, attorneys, child support, elections, but we transfer calls to other departments, and in 1 week of tracking, we transferred almost 100 calls throughout the building. When you pull up Vermillion County Courthouse on the internet, it takes you to the clerk's page, and that's where they're getting our phone number. And I think, that's what needs to have a change possibly, where, we don't have as many calls that we have to transfer. And I do have that. She's making copies for you. The rest of the budget stayed about the same, and that's because I want to see where we are after this election since changing to vote centers. This will be the first year. I do not know for sure where we will be. So after the 26th election, I will look at the budget and determine what we can cut. Whatever I do not use, I assume goes back into county general, correct? We are also updating our electronic poll books for next year, as we've been told by Knowing that they will not be supported for the 26th election. This will be a cost at the beginning of the year that I will be paying out of election supplies. The cost for the new poll books is $26,100. I also have to pay Microvote for programming, BBBAP presentation, public tests, poll worker training, database creation, and encoding services for poll pads, which equals $29,000. And that'll be at the beginning of next year also. I have copies of those for you all too. And I just wanted to let you know that our office did send out notices to all of our active voters. We have over 10,000 active voters, but we were able to condense that down to 6,000 envelopes going out, so it saved on our stamps, thank goodness. And that's pretty much all I have for you, if you have any questions.
The polling books, how often do you have to update those? Thank you.
I believe the last time they were purchased was when Amy was clerk.
2020?
Yeah, and it's an Apple product, so they're just not supported anymore.
And then the micro vote and all the other updates, how often does that happen? Is that
Every year. Every year we have an election.
Okay, every year there's one.
Yes.
National election or just any election?
Any election. So that's our next year's election, our municipal election, and then our presidential election.
On the internet searches, if someone searches Vermilion County Courthouse on Google, and the first set of information that appears is the clerk's office, but there's nothing you can, I mean, that can't be changed. That's search engine queries that come from data
Okay.
of the most.
I wasn't sure how.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with the county's website or anything. It doesn't appear on the website that way, but it's maybe one of the more frequently searched terms, or it's the most associated with, and it may not be the same on all search engines, but at least on Google, I saw when I tried it. Certainly there it is. There's your phone number. And that's what happens.
Right.
So,
And that's just another, I mean, if it can't be changed, I mean, that's just another reason my girls.
the only other way to avoid it mechanically here would be to say have some sort of a switchboard that all numbers go to the same point.
Right.
And that person would
Transfer
distribute,
everywhere.
but that's a whole nother discussion on how that works or who would do that, so.
Okay.
Yesterday morning in our budgets, Scott kind of went over our estimated revenues for next year. And while we're taking into account like everyone's concerns with staffing and things, I just wanted to be open about our budget process this year. Our revenues are declining in property tax and local income tax. So overall, between our total estimated revenues for next year, we are expecting a decrease of over $200,000. So our actual projected revenue for property tax slightly went up. However, the circuit breaker loss also went up. So that negates the actual gain on that. So I just wanted to make that open to everyone, so that way you understand where we're coming from too. So we just have to make sure we allocate things.
And I do understand that, but I've always been told when I have came to these that we follow Park and Fountain, and that's why I reached out to them to get their information.
No, I
as well.
appreciate that. I mean, that helps because we do try to look at surrounding counties, especially ones that are our size, and Fountain and Park are comparable to us. So.
Yeah, they're a little lower with active voters than we are, but yeah, we're close. And our case count as far as counting, we're bigger with court.
We have a couple other sheets. We had the general fund election. That's where, okay. Which, I guess, sheet-wise, do you have the sheets?
Yes.
Okay. Which one do you have first?
The first one I have is clerk.
The clerk's general fund?
Yes.
Okay. The travel increase, is that their expected increase on that? Because 24 expended only had $432, so I didn't know if there was a jump for some reason.
And so far this year, it's $491.
Well, that's, I guess I did go up on that. I didn't think I went up on anything. The travel, I have started taking seats classes for election at Ball State. So I have had some more travel expenses because of that.
Is the equipment and maintenance something that comes out all at once? Gets paid out of that line item, do you know?
The equipment and maintenance, we had that set up for the CSI. It's an older version of Odyssey.
And it's something you pay all at once?
Yes, all at once, one lump sum.
And the dues went up?
Dues and subscriptions?
Mm-hmm. Ours shows an increase of 1,500.
I guess it did too. Dues and subscriptions, I think.
24 it was 511, and so far this year it's 510.
Yeah, and let's see. I'm trying to think what I pay out on my dues and subscriptions. I apologize.
If it goes, because a lot of them have went up, so if it does go up.
I don't have any form on that. I apologize.
That's okay.
I guess if that's something you just
But I
want to
can
check
get
and
that.
make sure.
Just check
I can get that
email,
to you.
Yeah, just let us know.
Yeah.
For sure.
The equipment and maintenance agreements, we have 4,000, but in 24 it looks like we spent over the 4,000. Does that need adjusted? Like, do we need to move something around on that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
And then office supplies had an increase of 2,000.
Yes. Yes. That's just because, everything we've got going on and that we're ordering, papers, we're going through, we're supposed to be paperless, but we send out over 100 notices from court a day. So we go through a lot of paper.
Are you doing okay on postage this year since you did mail out all those letters?
Yeah, we're
Cards?
doing okay. We purchased a stamp machine, so that's lowered our costs on, how much each envelope is costing us. But with stamps going up, that's made it go up a little too, so.
I think it's become a yearly thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What page do you have next?
We have election, 10121.
And the election supplies is where I'm assuming all those costs that you mentioned earlier for the polling pads and
Those
stuff.
will be coming out of that, correct.
The line for the poll workers, since we do have fewer polling places now, do we expect that one to go down since you won't need as many?
I'm thinking we will, but we kind of want to wait and see, because right now we're talking 5 people at each vote center. But we're talking about having 2 electronic poll books at each vote center. So we may need to up our people that we have at each vote center. So that's kind of why.
And how many centers? I forgot. Is it 8 centers? How many?
7 centers.
gonna be 3 to 5 people at each one,
It'll be 5 people at every one.
5 at every one for sure.
Yeah, for sure. 5 for sure. We may need to add a couple.
How many do we? So it has always been 5 at every location?
Yep.
Okay.
And we haven't changed that. That's why we're kind of thinking, yeah, we might need to add a couple for these vote centers.
Now, the janitor election services was added back in.
It was on mine. It was on my budget.
Okay. Because it got moved last year, is when we moved it to, down to the freight, down to the 3,000, whatever it is number.
The janitor and election services, I usually pay our Terry Carrera and whomever we get to run machines to each of the voting centers.
Okay. So that probably, it should be in the 3 section, is why it got moved last year, so we can move it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have a note that says the moving expenses is included in the freight.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
that's fine.
it looks like that's why.
And I had, yeah, 1,000 for freight, so we can make that 3,000 instead of 1,000.
I was wondering about gas, oil, and lube. What's that for under general fund election, gas, oil, and lube?
It was 2,000 before. That is, again, when we get the big trucks for the elections.
Oh, it's not, it's for
It's
county
part-
vehicles?
I don't have a county vehicle. No, we actually to get a box truck to send our machines in.
That's like the
And the
fuel.
gas, oil, and lube is for where Terry is filling it up and he's taking care of, I mean, he's got to take it back full, I guess, when.
So where does the rental cost from that box truck come from?
Let's see. I believe I did the rental out of freight.
I did, okay.
Yeah.
I think so. My memory's
Pretty sure.
correctly.
Yeah.
Because
But he brings in receipts afterwards and of how much he paid in gas and, you know, I'll send that down as a claim as well.
Okay.
So is that like after hours or during the hours when he's here, or when does that take place?
I go pick up the box truck after hours and I bring it to the courthouse.
Like Terry, like if he's the one that's moving all that, is that correct?
Yes.
By himself?
Pretty much, well, no, not by
Jim?
himself, he's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
help.
So Tammy, if there is one thing that you would really like to see happen to your budget, the reason why I'm asking this question is, what would that one thing be? Because from what Scott has provided us, our revenue projected is, I'll just round it off, 21 million, but our budget that we have right before us is 23 or almost 24 million. So we can't provide everything to everybody, your wish list. So what one thing would you really want if you could get it? Or 2 things that are modified?
2 things.
Yeah,
I want my deputy clerk position back.
okay.
I mean, when that was
But
taken.
if you get that back, can you still have elections with all the extra expense that we're talking about?
I mean, I
'cause
don't know
we-
what you're asking.
Well,
I mean,
what I'm
if you're
saying is-
taking away from my election budget, yeah, we
Well,
might have
what
a
I'm saying is,
problem.
everybody wants something, and if you try to give everybody something plus an increase in their salaries, we can't do both. I mean, it's gonna be tough, and that's what we're all aware of, and I think everybody else is aware of, but the tough part is we need your help to tell us really what you must have to be successful next year, because we don't want to set you up for failure. We want to set you up to be successful. But we have obligations to do too. So it's going to be really a challenge. So I'm just going to say I see more wants or needs in your particular budget, which is fine. but I don't know that we can give you everything that you're asking for, even though we would like to do that.
Well, if I have to come back and ask for additional appropriations,
Well, that's
I
the
will,
problem.
but, I mean,
Additional appropriations there may not be money there because in 27 and 28 and 29, the budgets get smaller and smaller and smaller.
well, I guess
So,
I'm
looking
having a hard
forward-
time understanding that, because
Yeah.
I know Vigo County is a bigger county than we are, but they have 26 deputies, and their pay increase I have, and for their deputy clerks, just their deputy clerks, they're gonna be paying $24.28 an hour. I mean, and if this situation with our property taxes, it should be hitting all of us,
So,
shouldn't it?
okay, so like for comparison for Vigo County, they have 106,000 residents, just over. They also have 2,473 businesses that pay like personal property tax, they pay more taxes on things, they pay a different rate for property tax. Our county has 15,000 people and 268 businesses. So it's really hard to compare, and those came from the Census Bureau. So it's really hard to compare us with Vigo County on any circumstance, just because their tax revenues are a lot different than ours.
And I understand that, I do.
I mean,
I do, I just wanted to bring it to a fact that, you know, there are, you know, not far from us, they're paying a lot more for their
They have
deputy
like, don't
clerks.
they have like 4 circuit courts or something too?
They do,
I mean,
they do have a
the
larger,
workload's huge.
they have a larger workload, but we have a larger workload than Park and Fund.
Yeah, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that it would be reasonable to assume they would have a larger staff because of the.
Right.
But overall, the big picture is we're Vermillion County, and we're going to say we're unique because of who we are and where we are. The issue or the goal or whatever you want to say this here is we're only going to have so much money, and we got to operate it as if we were a larger county in certain areas, because we may be percentage-wise doing more, just like with the public defender, we're 37% of his workload right now compared to Fountain and Park, which are a lot less, but we're doing more.
Parks more than us now.
Parks more than us now.
Okay, 38%, but we were 37, whatever. It's I just see this as a challenge, you know, and I've already told this council that I don't see us doing anything, increasing any area other than really what we need, and there's a lot it needs. But so office supplies, I don't see those going up. I mean, over the years or 40 years that I worked, there were times I always had to reduce my budget. And we've never been in that position here that I can see. But there may be a point in time, and I don't know when that is we're reducing our budget. So we're gonna, I mean, there were times, Public Service Indiana, literally, you turned one pencil, the end of a short pencil, you turn that in to get your new pencil. I mean, hopefully we never get to that point. But our taxpayers are doing that at home right now. Our elderly are doing that. So we have to be more frugal in our budgeting. We got overtime that's kind of, in my opinion, it's kind of high, and we don't. It's out of control, in my opinion. So I'm just encouraging all of us and those that are watching, you know, let it be known that we are trying to be frugal and not reduce your income, so to speak. You know, we need taxes to stay flat, not raise them.
Well, my position was cut when, it was shortly after Gracie stepped down. She never tried to fill that position. She barely could keep the position that I just filled.
Right.
It's needed. It's really needed.
And that's what I asked, and that's what you shared, so.
I have a question. If you were to get that deputy, you wouldn't have a part-time position then?
I wouldn't have a part-time position.
Okay, so
I would
just
still have my
curious.
voter registration and, yeah, I
So
would
to get the deputy.
take that off. Yeah.
Do you know what year that position was added? Because I want to say it was like 21,
The fourth
22?
deputy position?
Yeah, or the one that's like we took back.
It's always been 4. I mean, since I started in 17, I think it was 4.
filled it when I started in 21.
I mean, Florinda always had it.
Okay, because in 22 I have that only 20,000 was spent out of that.
That was because it wasn't
It
filled.
was
It wasn't
part-time
billed, it was cut.
in 22.
She might not have filled, I don't know what Gracie did, to be honest with
Might
you.
have been
I'm cleaning
slow
up
to-
quite the mess from her.
Might have been slow to fill. Didn't fill it as promptly.
I do know that, when she was clerk, that we went through several deputies in that 3rd deputy position. So I don't know if she just didn't feel she could fill it, or,
So to clarify, the 20,000 that you have in part-time could be cut
yes.
out completely
Yep.
if we got a 4th deputy.
Yep, I'd be okay with that.
I also want to make a correction, that Vigo County has 6 circuit courts, I said 4.
I knew they had
I
some.
have to correct myself, I'm sorry.
Did somebody text you?
No, but
Okay.
somebody will.
Yeah.
There are people who will.
Oh, I know, that's why I thought we.
I have to do that.
Yeah, so I guess in your question, you asked the 2 biggest things is that deputy clerk position and hopefully raises for my people, because they've really been through a lot. I mean, they do a lot.
There's no doubt.
Is there any other questions? Did we get through them all? No.
I think there's a couple.
No, there's still some there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of alcohol.
The perpetuation, the part-time help in there. And it's just a general clerk's record perpetuation expenses.
Yep.
It does have about 11,000 of income in it each year, but there's also a balance from previous years.
And I just put, I put 5,000 because I wasn't sure how all that worked with the clerk perpetuation, honestly.
You have almost 58,000 in it right now.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's kind of budgeted out there. I don't know what all you can use that for. Do you know?
That should be in this.
Yeah.
And it's not.
I'm pretty sure it has,
She's
our
not
clerk
right now.
perpetuation has to be for record,
Is that it? Just record keeping?
record keeping.
The only thing I notice is if you haven't used it, so it's not been an issue, but the part-time help out of there, if you do use it out of there, there needs to be the line items for Social Security, Medicare. That has to,
Yeah, I've not used it. So
It's
it goes back every, into it.
Okay. The next one, the last one is the voter registration. Looks like an increase in the office supplies and postage is what's listed on our sheet.
Yeah, and that's just with, everything going up, the stamps going up, and everything that we are sending out for the judge.
Since those both come from the general fund, can we not combine that into election? One budget
I was
sheet?
thinking there was a reason that they had.
Or do we have to keep them
I
separate?
looked into it, I don't remember.
Because I mean, it seems,
Yeah.
like your voter, like the postcards you sent out, you have postage and election, which makes sense for that, but then you have voter registration, why we couldn't just, that'll be a Scott question, he gets
Do you
back.
guys know any reason why we shouldn't? I don't.
With the election,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you still had your registration officer listed under your election, because other than that, you got office
Or
supplies and
maybe-
postage, which are the,
There may be something with the
elections
law,
too.
Yeah.
something. Voter registration's pretty specific.
I think it's a question for state board, and I think I asked it because I thought about that in the past.
Right.
And I was thinking it has to be separate, but again, things change. I don't remember 100%.
There's a
It's
lot
just
of
always
laws
the way
that-
it's been.
There's a
so-
lot of laws that associate with voter registration, so it may be something where they mandate it.
well,
Right.
And I don't
I
know.
know.
I'm just-
I was just
Well,
trying to
do
make it
know-
easier to
I
put it
do
all on
know
one
the
page.
registration officer, they do mandate that.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if it had to be in its own location budget. Because it's coming from the same money source.
No,
Um,
I think it.
Okay, that's fine. One more piece of paper.
I get it.
And that's all the budget sheets. Anybody have any other questions? No? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tammy.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right. Well, do you want to try to pull someone else in before?
We were supposed to be at 11 o'clock.
Oh,
Come on up tomorrow.
sure.
We have them tomorrow at 3.
But if you're here,
All right,
it's
come on
fine.
up, Wendy.
They changed it. And we were supposed to be here at 11. Because Dr. Reed took me to-
I'm sorry.
Come on down, you're the next contestant.
Who changed it?
Yeah.
Who changed it?
I don't know, but here's my schedule.
I'm sorry for making you wait then.
Huh?
It's okay.
It's fine.
It's, sorry.
Good.
Sorry for you.
We'll do it
Apologize.
right now. I mean, I apologize, but I want information.
Okay, yep.
Make it quick.
We'll make it quick.
All right, so
Thanks, guys.
Dr. Weed's here with me today.
Gotta find you here.
Oh,
There are they.
So the state did you dirty, huh?
You didn't help you, that's for sure.
They didn't help us at
I
all.
think they've done us all dirty.
They didn't help any this year.
They're not looking out for the little people. That's talking for me again.
No. They're asking.
Come on,
for
Roller
help.
Coaster.
I don't know if I can find it either. Here it is, green.
We'll do a survey.
Green.
There. For some reason I can't find it.
They're green.
All right.
No, they're sending it to us.
Okay, so the first sheet we have for your budget is the local public health service, Fund 1161
Uh-huh.
for the county health.
Okay, that's the one that it's cut to 99,000. We had let's see, our total this year was 373,000. So we have those funds right now. They're cutting us back to 98 or 99,000 for next year. But they are allowing us to use funds that we have setting there in cash to bring up to the, I mean, we can use those funds in that particular
Okay.
budget. So that's what we did with every
So
one of those
basically,
lines.
it's prior year money you haven't spent.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we're not asking for any money on that, we're using our own.
And these have gone through your board already.
Yes. One thing I do want to ask is, with the new personnel policy that came out, we were gonna do some comp time for our part-time people, and we reached out to Scott, and we're not able to do that. Dana, who's our environmental specialist, went from like 53 restaurant inspections to 88 this last year, because she has to do all the convenience stores, all the grocery stores, so she added a lot more to her plate. She's working 20 hours a week.
And she's kind of a punching bag.
Yeah.
She's always the one that.
Comes back on her.
Yeah.
So, I did talk to Scott, and if we could put $3,000 into overtime, we're gonna pay her anything over that she works her 20 hours. Well, let me tell you, she is very, particular about her hours, so she does not go over her hours. She tries to keep them as 20 hours, but she just can't.
And I like that idea of budgeting the overtime. That way we know.
Each department,
Pardon?
every department.
Every department should be doing that, yeah.
Yeah, we're looking at paying out our comp time at the end of the year. That way everybody starts with 0. And
That's
really watch that.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna put the overtime at?
There's an overtime line
It's
item
right
in there.
Does it say, mine says 0.
Yeah, she
does.
wants to add it back.
Oh, you wanna add it?
Yeah, if we could just add 3,000 in there.
Okay.
Because we had 6 budgeted this year.
I was thinking you added it already, and I was like, I don't see it.
No. No, that 6 we're going to pay out the comp time.
Okay.
That way we're at 0 or close to 0 as we can possibly get for each employee. So that is Health First money, so all this is money that's came from the state to us.
Okay. Anybody have questions on?
So one thing that you need to try to keep.
Employees.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Because our, they gave us the funds, so we upped the services that we were able to give to Vermillion County. And we're gonna keep those as best we can, like CPR. For one person to do CPR is $75. The health department has paid for every Vermillion County resident that has signed up at the $75. We budgeted in, and we've had a tremendous, we did South Vermillion schools. We have a class almost every month, and it's usually full. Well, what's gonna happen is, we're gonna offer those services, but we won't be able to pay for the residents to do them. So,
Losing $180,000
yeah.
hasn't helped.
Yeah, no.
So, I'm sorry, the overtime is only for?
It's only gonna be for Dana and also our public health nurse, which is Deb Missouri.
Okay. Because I think that's what we were trying to look at.
Yeah.
In the future, is to
Right.
make sure that the overtime, yours has always been that way because your funds are different.
Right.
In the general fund, it's always been under one. I think
Right.
we're gonna try to separate that out, so we wanna make sure that you have some in
Sure.
there. And how much is the health nurse getting paid an hour?
$28.50.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, this is what happened with her salary. So she is not a RN. The salary that we give our prior nurse was an RN, so
Okay.
she was at that.
$30.
Yes. So then last year, we didn't look at the total, we just put an amount in, so it took her back to $28.50 an hour.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you something, she rocks it.
Okay.
So she's getting ready to do 8 clinics all over the county.
We just need to make sure we have that on the salary.
Yes, yes, please do. And you'll see a change in that on the 1159.
Okay. Sorry. I'm
No,
ahead of
that's
myself.
okay.
If there's no questions, we can move to the next page, which is that 1159 she just mentioned.
So I'm just gonna say operating expenses.
Yes, the operating expenses for 1159, is that what you're talking about?
1161. So you went down
Okay, so.
20 or 31,000.
We had to.
So what will be affected there?
Basically, the CPR's in there.
Okay, that's where all that's at.
Dining with diabetes is in
Okay.
there, we paid for all that.
More
so-
programming
Community
in.
services and the
Community ser-
education.
So we're gonna take a hit on
Programs.
that.
We're
so
gonna
to
take a
speak.
hit,
Okay.
but we're pretty good about feeding through, this is what we have,
Mhm.
so we'll work the best we can with what we
Okay.
got.
I just had a question. Did you say the public health nurse was an RN or she was not?
She was, the prior one was an RN.
But this one is not?
Deb is not an RN.
Is she an LPN?
Yes, she is. Yes. So it made it look like she got a raise last year, but her hours picked up, so it makes her look like hourly she went down to $28.50, when really overall she made more this year than she did last year, but the hourly rate, do you see what I'm saying?
She does get
For more hours.
$28.50 an hour.
Yes.
LPN.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else for the 1161?
I do want to say, with our public health educator, we got a grant that pays the majority, well, some of her salary. That grant was cut $5,000 this year. So we had to put an extra 1,000 into this to help keep her at the same, you know, with the $1,000, I added $1,000 raise for everybody. For her, it's in this 1159. So it looks like she's got 2,000. Well, we couldn't keep her at full time if we didn't put 2,000 in. So the other grants I made higher for her salary and just took 2,000 more into this because I didn't have a choice. And then if you look at our insurance, that's the majority of our increase. It's because we had an employee that had a family where the prior one only had herself on
Right,
there.
and we
So
just-
that's the increase.
And we just did the additional appropriation, and that won't show on
Yes.
the 2025 budget, so
Right.
that's why it looks like such a large increase.
Right.
Any questions?
Okay. Any questions else on the 1159?
I see the rent went up.
Yes, the rent went up.
That was a set amount.
It's at a, there's a scale that they use.
Okay.
So it went up like $57 for us on our half.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the county pays on their half, on our half.
Okay.
And that goes up every April. Well, whatever they're gonna do up, I assume they're gonna raise it, but
I'm also of the opinion that something could maybe be done with that, with Union. Frankly, I just haven't addressed it. But when you look at VP and Union and the grant dollars that come into them over Vermillion County, it wouldn't be too much to ask to have them give back a little bit. Should I just haven't broached that conversation with Stephanie or whoever? We've mentioned it. That should be something that could be done.
they do pay for utilities on that. We do pay some of them, but they pay the water and electricity, the hospital does, and we take care of everything else.
And I was blessed to be able to go down, I know your time's small, I'll make it short, but I was blessed to go down to sit with Wendy and staff when she had Anthony in from the federal government, and I can see that they're reaching out, so maybe the federal government we can get some grants from them or something too to
Yeah.
help out.
We brought up Thrive, which is a huge
Yeah.
asset to the county, but we'll see what they can
Yeah.
do.
At least you're asking.
Yep.
And then the last page we have is the county health vaccine fund.
The vaccine. So what money goes into there is if someone has to pay for the vaccine, that money gets receipted into there. There's quite a bit of money in there. We do have VaxCare, but there are some insurances that VaxCare does not cover.
The balance is around 23,000, so
Yeah.
you're fine on that budget.
Yeah, you can see she hasn't spent hardly anything out of there.
Do we not budget the liaison grant, or is that one that's in the middle? I get confused.
That one, the liaison grant?
Yeah.
That's gonna go bye-bye, so we won't have next year.
Okay. I just made
Are you
myself a note.
thinking of the preparedness grant?
No, the 8112, the school liaison grant, I didn't see it in here, so I can't remember if it was a middle or if it was going away.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going away.
Going away.
All right.
Thanks for what you guys
Yes,
do.
Thank you. The staff works really hard, we're proud of them.
What these guys do, I just don't.
You're the encourager.
Yes, he is. Does a great job encouraging us.
Oh, sorry for the mix-up.
Oh, no problem.
Sorry about that.
No big deal.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
See y'all.
Safe travels.
Thank
you. All right. Anybody else here that we forgot? All right. Well, we will take a break for lunch then.
How did we forget?
Huh?
How did we miss that?
I think it was a mix-up between the schedules got changed.
Yeah,
like
'cause I found
3 to 4 times.
Yeah, originally.